Hi and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Jill Andrews, a conversion copywriter and website consultant. In this video, I would like to talk about the right way to present your services on your homepage. Specifically, I would like to answer a question I got from one of my students of the Business Soul Searching course that helps you define your target audience and find out your unique value proposition. Let's call him Jimmy. And Jimmy was asking the following. We offer web design, digital marketing, and SEO rounded in what we call complete online presence when customers need a whole package. And here lies my problem. Should I focus on familiar services, web design, advertising, SEO, which users know and understand? He means presenting his services as using these familiar concepts and service names. Or should I go one step back and promote our complete approach to solving customers' online presence? I'm afraid that people need to hear about websites and advertising, while online presence is something that no prospect ever said. Here is referring here to an exercise I teach in this course called Said No Prospect Ever. It helps you figure out the right phrase to present your services, to talk about your services and products, where you say you take this benefit that you're promising to give the customers, in this case, online presence, and you put it in a sentence. Thinking a customer can say it, man, I wish I had X, or man, I wish I had a person who can help me do Y. And if you put instead of X and Y your benefit or your service, you get a sentence like in this case, man, I wish I got a complete online presence. And then you think about it. How likely it is that a prospect will use the exact same phrase? If it's not likely, it means you need to phrase your benefit in a different way. Just, I mean, it can be the same benefit, just like use different words that resonate with your customers, that use the same phrasing and words that your customers use to talk about their services and products. So this is what Jimmy was referring to, said no customers ever. So his problem lies in assessing the sentence. Do my customers say, man, I wish I had a complete online presence? Honestly, at this point, Jimmy is the only person who can answer this question. We will get to this later, but let me just finish reading his question. I'm afraid that people, sorry, we already read that, but I want to emphasize our complete approach. Should I use homepage for presentation of our whole package online presence and create service subpages like individual service pages that will act as landing pages for users who would like to hear familiar solutions? All right. Let's unpack it. First of all, I would like to say what this question is in general, so everybody can benefit from the answer regarding what services they offer. What we're dealing with here is you have a preferred way of marketing your services. In this case, Jimmy is saying, okay, this online presence package is something that we would like to sell more of. But if they just, if he thinks about it, he says, my audience does not understand the immediate benefit. What he's saying is like, my audience has a lower awareness level with respect to this particular offer. So he's saying, should I present my services in a way that they appeal faster to prospects because they are more aware of them, like singular services, SEO, web design, and advertising? It means he will not have to talk much about what it is, why it's important. He just can focus on why hire me. Or should he take an approach where he's dealing with people with lower awareness, where he will have to do some educational work in his copy before to lay out the benefits of the complete online presence? So we have a choice to make between marketing our services in a way that it's not very beneficial to us. It's like, okay, we can live with that, but it's not ideal situation. This is a disadvantage, but advantage would be we will be dealing with warmer audience. Or shall we market to audience with lower awareness, but in a way that is more beneficial for our business? The answer to this question depends on the following. Are there enough prospects that where once you educated them, once you told them what the benefit is of your solution that is for lower where customers, but that is beneficial to you, once you educated them, will they realize that it's something valuable to them? If they will, and there is a quick way to make them understand the benefits, go with that. You may actually, in this particular case, I do think there are enough people who are looking for complete online presence. It's just like more savvy business owners. People who are looking for selected services, they are either not savvy enough, or like maybe smaller business owners who do not need a complete online presence. But I guarantee you, I worked with many clients who need a complete online presence, and they even use that phrase. But taking a step back, talking about a generic answer to this question, it comes down to what kind of words and phrases you select to explain this to them. Especially when you are talking to audience with lower awareness, you have to make sure that you phrase this new thing that you're presenting, or newish thing you're presenting, using words that they use themselves, talking to their colleagues, I don't know, friends, to themselves in their head, describing their needs and problems. So can you close this gap quickly? Their awareness level, where they are right now and where they need to be to convert, how big is the gap? If the gap is not big, and in this particular case, Jimmy, I think it's not big. It's completely possible to market it as like complete online presence, and you also have an advantage. It's like, just, is it the service A, B, C, or do you want a complete package with the services A, B, C, maybe service D? This is the way I understand it. So you are like, you have really great situation. Do it the way you suggested at the end. I recommend talk about, make it clear at the beginning, all the services you offer. Do not just say complete online presence at the beginning. Just say we offer either single or complete package in a nutshell. So they understand immediately. They do not need to go for a complete package, but if they want, they can. And then definitely talk about a complete package. Definitely have pages that are corresponding to separate services. However, there can be cases, or the possible a situation where you're thinking, man, I would like to market it in this way. But if you think about it, a gap between where your audience is and where it has to be is just way too big. I'm just taking complete extreme made up, or not that much made up example. Cosmetic industry, we know they are inventing problems people did not have before. It's like at some point, I feel like we are going to have a deodorant for our left eyebrow or something, because for the right eyebrow, you need to have a different deodorant. If a company comes up with an idea like that, with the prospects who are completely unaware that their left eyebrows are somehow different from the right eyebrows, they will have a really big problem marketing a product. So the moment the benefits become made up, or the problems that the product solves become made up, it's super hard and probably not a good product or service, generally speaking. But if you have a problem that prospects are really aware of, and your solution is a bit different from what they're used to, it's not a problem to breach this gap with copy that not only focuses on why hire you, but also on telling them why it would be maybe even better compared to the services they are used to or looking for right now. Sure, in ideal situation, you would sell faster and easier if you're dealing with audience with higher awareness, maybe someone who already even knows, likes, and trusts you. When you have people like that, the only thing they need to hear from you is how you're different from a competitor and what's the price. That's it. But the lower is the awareness level, the more you have to educate them. But it's not impossible. It's actually very common. So I would recommend, in this particular case, Jimmy, going for, yes, market a complete online presence package on your website, but just in words that people understand, can relate to, and recognize how your solution will solve their problems. I hope you found it useful. And if you have any questions about your business website, feel free to drop them in the comments, and maybe I will answer some of them in my next videos.